Hey everyone, so I'm going to be doing a cooking video here. I want to show a pizza that I like to make. I've been cooking for the last years. I've been losing weight off of eating stuff like this, so I like it a lot. I hope you guys enjoy it. I've never filmed while I've cooked before, so I'll probably burn the shit out of it, so we'll see. So these are the ingredients for the crust of the pizza. It's like a fathead bread. So we have our olive oil, 3 cups of mozzarella cheese, we have 2 ounces of cream cheese, we have a half a teaspoon of baking powder, 1 raw egg, and a half of cup of almond flour. After it's all mixed together, we're going to spice it with salt and pepper, garlic powder, and any of your favorite Italian seasonings. I'm just going to go over some of the toppings that I'll like to be using on my pizza. I'm going to be using mozzarella cheese. We'll have some mushrooms, some pepperoni, some bacon bits, just some chopped up bacon, and we'll be using a couple different types of peppers. Also, we'll have our tomato sauce. This will also be seasoned with garlic powder and Italian seasonings. Okay, we have our pan heated up. So we're going to start by melting the 2 ounces of cream cheese. You're going to want to constantly be stirring this so it doesn't burn on the bottom of the pan, of course. I nuked it for a couple seconds to get it really soft. And then we're going to throw in our 3 cups of mozzarella cheese. And we're going to preheat our oven to 400 degrees. Get that going now. And it's going to be a sticky mess, but just keep stirring. Have a good pan that doesn't, so everything doesn't stick. I'll try not to get my elbows in the way of the camera. So you have a little piece of burnt stuff in there, but if that happens, just try not to mix it into the clump. I didn't stir quick enough. And just keep folding it over. And you want the mozzarella and the cream cheese to mix, so you can't so it just looks like one big old solid clump, all the same color. And just keep folding it over. I don't typically burn the cheese, but of course I'm filming this for the first time, so it's gonna happen. It goes pretty quick. Alright, and that looks about done. Okay, so we're going to start mixing the crust up. We have our clump of cheese in there. We have our olive oil. We're going to put our egg in, our half a cup of almond flour, and our baking powder. Alright, so the reason we have the olive oil in there is so it gets really sticky. If you're mixing this with your hands, it'll stop it from sticking with your hands. A lot of people will put the oil on their hand, but I just find it's easier to just mix it with a fork, and it kind of gets it in there a little more even for me. So just mix it all up. The reason I like the fork is once it starts sticking to it, I can just wipe it off on the sides, put that back in there, and just start mixing it around. And just try and get all the almond flour mixed into your dough. Alright. Once it looks about right, gets into something moldable like that, we'll go get our tray with the parchment paper. Alright, and we'll just put it right down right in the center. Alrighty. Alright, then what I will do is I'll take another sheet of parchment paper, that way it doesn't stick to it because of the olive oil, and I'll put it right down on top of it. And I'll just press down until I try to get it around an 8-inch diameter. You don't want this too thin because the crust is actually pretty flimsy, because it is just made of cheese. When it heats up, it's not like you can pick it up like a normal slice of pizza. It's sticking a little bit. The olive oil will prevent that. And so our oven is preheated to 400 degrees. So I'm going to put my salt and pepper on there. A little bit of garlic powder. And your Italian seasonings. And we're just going to throw it in the oven for 15 minutes on 400 degrees. There we go, and 15 minutes later, there's our finished crust. So now we're going to put our toppings on it. We'll start with our sauce. Just spread it around with a spoon. Making a mess. Alright. Put a little bit of the garlic powder on the sauce. A little more seasonings. A little too much. That's alright. And we'll go with our cheese. Get some mushrooms on there. Some of our peppers. Our bacon. Just load it up. We want to stay full as long as possible. And my dogs are excited too. I don't think almond flour is good for dogs. Don't let them have any. Alright. And we're going to throw this back in the oven for another 12 minutes. Alright, and 12 minutes later, there it is. That's the finished product. It tastes really good. It's kind of a flimsy pizza because the crust is just made of cheese. So I typically eat this with a fork. just because if you pick it up, it is flimsy. Stuff will slough off of it. So you know, eat at your own risk. And but it tastes really good. The crust is a texture of like a cheesy bread, and it's just pretty tasty when you're craving something. You know, craving some pizza. It's a good way to have it and not break your diet. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to be doing more cooking videos in the future. I hope you enjoyed it. If there's anything you guys would like to see me talk about, or anything you'd like to see me cook or try, let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you again next week. Thanks.